Well, Obie, good to have you on Out and About Columbus, man, for our special Beat Blue special that we're doing.
Mama, I made it. Finally. I'm on Out and About with Mike.
Well, then you know you're in the big time, right?
I'm in the big time. That's right. That's right.
Well, let's talk a little bit about when you were at OSU. What was the spirit like when you were going into that Michigan game?
You know, it's interesting because we've taken a couple losses there with Michigan. I remember distinctly, though, in almost said 1994. I remember the locker room was decorated, and it was nice. You know, some high school kids or what have you, had come in and decorated the locker room with balloons and streamers and all that Beat Michigan stuff. And I remember going to Bobby Hoeing, who was the starting quarterback at that time, and I said, man, I said, let's take this stuff down, man. I said, let's just play. Let's just play the game, man. And he looked at me and he's like, all right, yeah, let's do that. And we started taking things down. The whole, it was an understand. We already knew what we had to do. You know what I'm saying? We already knew what needed to be done. And I think a little bit of that maybe kind of blew it up too much. And especially in the locker room. Once you leave the locker room, it's kind of like it's cool. You know, you understand the fanfare. In the locker room, it's strictly business. And I remember him and I doing that in '94. We got those gold pants in '94. So I kind of contributed a little bit, I feel, to that mindset that year. '95 wasn't so good. Went up there, we're number 2 in the country. I believe we're number 2. Went up there and lost really to a team that we were much better than. We had a lot more talent than that team, but we took a L. So, you know, I don't know. It was kind of back and forth. It was challenging when it came to Michigan because we, as the players, I think we were pretty cool. You know, we understood, we got it. But since there was so much pressure on Coach Cooper to win that game, I think it kind of became a trickle-down effect. Kind of coaches got tight, you know, Michigan week, and, you know, touch every line and run every sprint hard. It's Michigan week. And we knew we had talent. We knew we were good. We needed to continue status quo, keep going with just turn the dial up just a little bit, right? You know, Thursday, Friday, turn it all the way up on Saturday. Man, from Sunday, that dial was turned up, and I just think it was a little too much. But I don't know. I guess somewhat I contribute that to some of the losses because it was just we were tight and we got out of our game plan. Yeah, we got out of what was getting us there. Yeah.
Well, you're obviously watching the Buckeyes this year, and so what's your take of the team and how this year is going to go?
You know what? The team has been interesting. I mean, it's an interesting year from all the off-field scandal, if you will, and I think there's no doubt that it's affected the team. I mean, you're talking about 18, 19, 20-year-old players. They're going to be affected, and I think there's only so much that Coach Urban Meyer can handle and deflect and handle himself in a way that, you know, it doesn't look like he's being affected at all. So what I'm saying is I think he is affected. I think it has affected the team. But I think it's the team's a little different. I think they've struggled. It's been interesting though too to see how the offense has flowed, how the offense was flowing when Urban wasn't there, how the offense has flowed since he's returned. You know, some people kind of equate that to, well, has Urban kind of implemented his schemes back into it, and so there's a lot of speculations and a lot of questions there. The bottom line is that we have a talented team, period, point blank. What team is going to show up? I think that's the bigger question. And so this Michigan game, since we're here to talk about this Michigan game, it does concern me. It does concern me. Maybe on Saturday morning, I'll wake up, I feel a little different or what have you. But right now, I think Michigan's due. It's just in this whole cycle of this great rivalry. And I think Michigan walks away with one. I think they still won in the shoe this year. And because their offense is good, it's really good, and their defense is great. I think they're better than they've been in the last 5 years or more, and we've struggled sometimes. I mean, with double overtime, last time in the shoe, and all that kind of stuff, and they're better. So it concerns me a little bit. So I think Ohio State will win against Maryland. I think we'll knock that out. But Michigan, I think we'll take our second.
Urban's never suffered a loss to Michigan.
No, he hasn't. That's going to be interesting. There's been questions and speculations. Is he going to return to Ohio State after all the things that have gone on? So, I mean, I think there's a lot of questions in the air. I don't think he'll want to leave with a loss. With a loss to Michigan. So that if he loses, I kind of don't think he'll leave. But I don't know. I think this year Harbaugh gets us. Yeah.
Does that rivalry pump up the team a lot?
You know what? I think it does. I think it's one of the reasons why you come to Ohio State. I mean, I grew up in Mansfield, Ohio, just right up the road, and I remember Ohio State and Michigan games, and you do get up for them. I think a little bit when it came to Coach Cooper, I think there's an aspect that he didn't completely understand with Ohio State and Michigan, but I think Urban does. Obviously, Coach Tressel did. Luke Fickell did, when he was here. And I think this team, as a player, you do turn it up a notch. I mean, honestly, I teach even in my own household. My kids, they root for Michigan until Ohio State. I tell you, listen, if you want Michigan to walk in with the best team, you want to walk in number 1 or number 2 or number 3, number 4. You want to be up there. But I remember getting goosebumps the first time I seen that maize and blue go across the field. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm here. I'm here in the game. I'm on the field. I'm in the turf. I remember that, and it was a great experience. And so there's a lot of the pageantry that is the game, but beyond the game, man, to be in that game, to run out of the horseshoe in the midst of Ohio State Michigan game, and you just want to hit somebody. As a defensive player, man, I just like, man, let me just get one lick, But it was a great experience. I have no regrets, even in some of the loss. I wish we would have won. I wish I had some more gold pants, but I got a pair. I got one, and some guys didn't have any. So, and some of them got like 5. I can't believe you guys. I can't believe some of y'all never lost to Michigan. So, the tradition, they have the tradition. We have tradition. I always say they wouldn't have the tradition unless it was from Ohio, because they have so many Ohio coaches there, and Bo and Woody and what they started. And but one thing too, like fans forget, is the level of respect that we have for the program. And Woody and Bo, though they despise each other on that day, there was a level of respect, and I saw that through the history and through speaking to a lot of different former players, that level of respect for Michigan, because it takes 2 good teams to have a rivalry that literally shuts down the country.
No doubt. Well, we're going to leave it there, Obie. Give us your prediction for the game.
I think it's going to be, let's see, I'd say 15-6. I think it's going to be like a weird scoring game. I'd say 15-6. Michigan. I hate to say it. 15-6 Michigan.
I hate to hear it, man.
I know. Hey, thanks so much for having me on, though.
All right, hey, good seeing you, man. Thanks so much.